Most of you who are going through a twin flame journey are well versed with what I'm going to talk about today. It is this energy which you feel all the time around you. Once you are on this journey and when you have separated from your twin flame, they are on your mind 24/7. Their essence, their energy, their presence is all the time inside you, all the time around you. They are just there, present in your life, in your mind, in the background of your thoughts, all the time, 24/7. This particular energy also is very, very highly sexual in nature. You would definitely feel them sexually at time really intensely. I'm sure that most of you have experienced this particular energy, which actually becomes a guiding star, a north star of your journey. If you don't feel this energy, you are going to be another normal human being. You're definitely not going to get up from your comfort zone and start searching for something. You are not going to feel there is something missing in your life. And now you have got on this particular spiritual quest in your life. You want to figure out what is happening with you. You want to really be in union with your twin flame. You really want to go out of your way to work on yourself and do whatever it takes to spiritually progress. How this change has happened inside you. There is definitely some force behind this change, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't be getting up from your couch, stop everything which was normally happening in your mundane life. The same people you were mingling around, the same TV shows you were watching, or whatever your ideas about this life, you wouldn't be definitely willing to seek anything more and you would stay in your comfort zone. But definitely there is something, there is some sort of a force which is there in your life, which is kind of invisible, but very much pushing you towards something, probably pushing you towards your twin flame, pushing you to ask more questions, pushing you to seek something more than your mundane life. Today we are going to talk about that very, very amazing, strong, magnetizing and mystical force, which is called twin flame third energy. So welcome back to my channel Awaken with Pradnya, and let's discuss how we can do our best in accessing this energy to our maximum capacity and progress well on our spiritual path and towards twin flame union. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, I urge you to please subscribe to my channel, because otherwise you are not going to get the updates of new videos which are going to come in the new year, which is 2023. All those who want to consult with me in one-to-one sessions about their spiritual awakening as well as their twin flame journey, I do conduct one-to-one sessions, and all the information about my one-to-one sessions is given on my website, and the link to my website is given in the description of this video. I have answered more than 5,000 questions on spiritual awakening and twin flames on the website called Quora. So anybody who wants to access my profile page on Quora and read whatever answers I have shared over there, my Quora profile also has been given in the description. You can also join me on Facebook, and you can also follow me on Instagram. In my last video, I have precisely discussed about why twin flames have this specific pattern of connecting and separating again and again after their first encounter and separation. And in that video, I had also mentioned initially that twin flame third energy is also a very, very important aspect of the whole twin flame journey. When twin flames encounter each other, either physically, or it could be a dream encounter, or it could be an astral encounter, in whichever way, when twin flames encounter each other, there is an activation of their heart center. So they are recognizing each other on the soul level. And because of that recognition, the activation of their heart center is taking place. So once the activation of their heart center has happened, there is this unison of both the twin flames higher aspects with the divine. So it's a mystical union, it's a mystical spiritual union of the divine the higher aspect of twin flame 1 and the higher aspect of twin flame 2. We would call it as a third energy, or it's a trinity energy, which gets created at that particular heart activation, which is henceforth is going to become a guiding force for both the twin flames. I want to give you several perspectives about how the equation of this third energy with you and your twin flame would look like. Probably you are the one who is the spiritual twin, who is carrying the consciousness of this journey, and your twin flame is the matrix twin, who is going to ground you while you are on this journey. So every aspect of this trinity energy is having a certain role to play over here. Another perspective to look at is that you are the wanderer, because you are exploring your spiritual journey. You are going to be the seeker. You are going to find out your answers. You are going to progress on your spiritual path. So you are the wanderer. But who is your North Star? Your twin flame is going to be your North Star. So your twin flame is going to show you the way when you are wandering here and there as a lost bird. Another perspective to look at this whole thing is you are the executor, your twin flame is the facilitator, and divine is the creator. Because divine is creating this opportunity for you for a specific purpose. You are the one who is working on your journey, right? So you are learning something and you are executing your learning in this journey. And who is facilitating your journey is your twin flame. So your twin flame becomes the facilitator of this process. Another perspective to look at this, you are the rocket, your twin flame is your launch pad, because you are going to ascend, you are going to be the action oriented twin flame in this whole dynamic, considering that you are the spiritual twin. So you become the rocket, your twin flame becomes your launch pad, because you need to be anchored very strongly on the ground, right? So your twin flame becomes a launch pad. Without that launch pad, the rocket cannot really take the next step into the sky. It cannot ascend into the sky. And the divine becomes the space control. If you really start realizing what is this equation about you, your twin flame, and the divine, this whole journey is also based on this trinity principle. The patience which you need to have, love which you hold for your twin flame, and faith which you need to have for the divine. Now, when this twin flame third energy or the divine energy or the mystical energy, whatever you want to call, when it gets activated, your energy polarization also gets activated, because as one soul in two bodies, you have polarized your energy into yin and yang, into feminine and masculine energy. Of course, there is a difference between being a female in a physical gender and holding a feminine energy in your body. So feminine energy can be held by any gender, or masculine energy can be held by any gender. But just right now, for explanation purposes, I'm considering divine feminine as a female, just to make it a bit easier to explain. Are you and your twin flame really in the state of balance? Obviously not. Your masculine and feminine energy is into an imbalanced state. So when this third energy gets created and when it unlocks your energy body, there is this huge imbalance of masculine energy and the feminine energy. What is going to happen if there is an imbalance? You are definitely going to get repelled, because you are energetically disaligned. So when your twin flame stands in front of you, and when you recognize your twin flame and you sense that higher aspect of your twin flame, as there is a soul recognition, there is a huge imbalance, because you as your physical aspect is vibrating in the lower states of consciousness, because your feminine or masculine energy is imbalanced, and you are encountering the polarity soul's higher aspect in front of you. So naturally, you repel from that energy. So if you're holding a feminine energy, you are going to repel from the polarity higher aspect of your own self, your soul. And your twin flame is showing you that. Your twin flame is activating that inside you. Your twin flame is projecting that on you. So you are repelling because you are not in balance with that higher aspect. The same happens with the divine masculine, because when they encounter the divine feminine, there is a huge imbalance, because whatever they are holding, whatever denser consciousness they are holding, they are repelling from the polarity aspect of their own soul, which is their twin flame, and they are not able to be aligned with that higher aspect. So naturally, what happens? The separation is inevitable, because you are not able to vibrate at the same energy level with that soul holding the polarity higher aspect. There is a huge imbalance between both of your energies. So what needs to happen next? There has to be some sort of an energetic evolution which needs to take place in your existing energy body to get into that balance. Unless and until there is some sort of a evolution taking place inside your energy body, you are not going to come in balance with the polarity higher aspect of your soul. How is this going to happen? It is going to happen by activating the Kundalini energy inside you. So many of us have experienced Kundalini awakening upon twin flame encounter, or upon twin flame separation, or upon twin flame heart activation. There will be some sort of very noticeable Kundalini awakening experience, or some people won't notice it, but their Kundalini will start awakening. Now, I really want you all to pay very close attention to what I'm going to share with you, because this is some sort of a vision I received, some sort of a download I received from my spirit guides. And the image I'm showing you on the screen, I have found this image on Pinterest. It was the closest to what I understood in my download. What I saw in my download was there was this very beautiful vision of two twin flames. One is masculine and feminine, which is laying horizontal. And then there was this another light beam which was projecting from root chakra of the Kundalini, rising upwards, projecting itself upwards towards its masculine principle, which is the Shiva consciousness. It is about the union of masculine and feminine. I saw that in a very beautiful diamond shape, that twin flames are two polarities of feminine and masculine. The third energy, I would say, is the spiritual energy coming from the higher realms, and it is invoking something in your root chakra. So it's coming down and invoking that feminine energy inside you. And when that feminine energy gets invoked, and when it gets awakened, and when it starts rising, the evolution of your energy body will start, because you would start awakening, your chakras would start becoming active, more open, and would start coming more and more into balance. This particular third energy is going to flow through all your bodies, your physical body, your energy body, your emotional body, your mental body, and your spiritual body. So as it starts flowing through all the aspects of your existence, it is going to start churning and purging and clearing and healing everything which is not in balance with your polarity higher aspect, right? Now, the most challenging factor over here, that feeling this energy 24/7, it's not really your twin flame thinking of you or your twin flame missing you. It is this third energy you are feeling. Many people will even experience some sort of a astral sex, and some sort of a sexual, very sensual intimacy with this energy. We would do a separate video on that. But many people start feeling that it is their twin flame who they are actually feeling, but it's not really their twin flame. It is this third energy which also is a part of their twin flame's higher aspect. Why you start feeling so sensual or so sexual and have this intense sexual energy around your twin flame or around the thoughts of your twin flame. As your Kundalini energy gets activated, it's a creative, divine force of the universe, right? So, as it's the energy of creation, it is highly sexual in nature. So, when it comes to feeling this sexual energy, there is no need to look at this energy from this typical physical perspective of physical desire or lust. This energy is very sacred, it is very pure, it's a very pure, divine, creative energy. I mean, we all go through a certain juncture in this journey when we are in separation and we don't want to feel this energy because it becomes really painful. We can't really cope up with our normal life, we cannot function. We feel that we don't want to feel our twin flame all the time, or this whole restless feeling which comes in your heart, and we are constantly resisted trying to run away from that energy. But what I have understood in my own experience is that the more you start running away from this energy, the more it will start coming on your face. You are going to get a lot of dreams which will remind you of your twin flame or this journey or this path. The more you try and get away with it, the more and more synchronicities you would start experiencing. Everything will happen to remind you that you have to accept this energy, because ultimately you as a soul, you have chosen a certain spiritual path, and your spirit guide will try their best to keep you on that path. So first thing is that you have to accept this energy the way it is, because the more you resist, the more it is going to come on your face and it's not going to sort your problem. Your second question, I know what it is going to be, that if you accept this energy, how do you deal with this energy? And only one amazing way I have come up with to deal with this energy is not to resist it. And whenever you feel this energy, try and build the relationship with this energy. Smile at that energy. It's a divine energy. It's definitely not there to ruin you or destroy you in any way. It is a divine energy. It is there to guide you. So accept it, acknowledge it, be grateful for that energy to be existing in your life. Smile at that energy. Say, I love you if you are feeling your twin flame in that energy. Create some sort of a dialogue, start talking to that energy, and focus on your work at the same time. Because if you want to focus on something else by denying this energy, it's not going to be possible for you. But if you want to accept that energy, smile at that energy, and tell the energy that, okay, I'm working on something else, let me focus on it, you would be able to function in your life in a much, much better way. Another very important thing is that this energy is unlimitedly available to you to access. But it is your resistance and it is your ego which is kind of making it limited. So, so many people do have a free, unlimited access to this energy once their heart center has activated. But because they are running from it, or because they are not in acceptance, the more you are getting caught up in your belief systems, the more you are getting caught up in a loop. For example, you hold this fear of confronting your twin flame, so you are very much comfortable in your old ways, in your old conditioning, in your old belief systems, in your old fears, and you are not really able to break through of something which is holding you back. The more you are holding on to your own ways, you are not able to access that third energy, which is actually here to pull you out of that limited belief system and the matrix. In so many twin flame communities, I noticed that there is a certain belief system getting formed that if you are a twin flame, then this has to happen. If you are a twin flame, then that has to happen. Many times, a lot of people are getting sucked into a certain belief system under the twin flame label, and they are getting deviated from their true path. That also needs to be considered over here when I say group belief systems, because it's not about our only about our traditional society and our traditional belief systems. Nowadays, it is also about the twin flame label and the belief systems which are being created under that label, which are also quite alarming according to my understanding. Such belief systems, your societal conditioning, what is right, what is wrong, what is morally right, what is the good character, what is the bad character, what should a married person do and what should they not do, all those things, and the kind of resistance you create because you are holding some sort of conditions or fears or insecurities, in your heart, and all these things become a big hindrance in accessing this energy, because you are completely caught up in all these things which are really really dense in consciousness. They, all these traits are the traits of your bottom three chakras, which are not really letting you release those things and come to your heart center and start operating from the heart center. The third energy will actually provoke you or invoke you to get rid of your fears, and to, it will push you to stand in your own power. It will push you to stand in your own sovereign field. It will teach you to be yourself. You would start recognizing yourself as a true shining light which you really hold in your heart. This energy will enable you to look really into yourself and see who you truly are. It will push you to break your old ways. For example, I met my twin flame in my teens, but this particular energy, it again re entered in my life after I got married, after 7 years of no contact with my twin flame. Again, I started feeling that energy, and that energy literally pushed me to come out of my comfort zone. Something was constantly telling me that you have to come out of your fear, you have to come out of your guilt, you have to come out of your if and buts, your traditional societal limitations, and you have to stand by your own soul's truths, and you have to confront something which you really feel in your heart to your twin flame. So this energy was constantly pushing me to break out of my old ways and to create a new template for my life, to create a new template for what I understand love is. And it gave me some sort of empowerment. It gave me a great freedom to think, to break my barriers, to break my boundaries, and take that leap towards something which my soul was leading me to. And the moment I was able to do that, I completely shifted out of my solar plexus chakra and I started slowly coming and operating from my heart center. That I have to follow my heart. I have to listen to what my heart tells me. And I don't really care about what the world thinks or what the society says or what are the norms or what is right or wrong. I just need to believe what my heart tells me, because that is the ultimate truth and I can sense it. This energy has always been pushing me to follow my heart's truth. And imagine that if you are having a free access, a free unlimited access to this whole potent creative energy, which is the force or creative source of the whole universe, you can imagine what sort of impact this energy can bring in your life. And if you are able to access this energy, what sort of impact you can bring in this world by utilizing this energy, because it has now got evoked inside you. So there is no need to get overwhelmed when you feel so highly, so very highly sexual, when you start feeling this energy and its presence in your life and while going through this journey. It it's very important and essential for all of us to recognize this energy and to understand how to use this energy to our benefit. This whole sexual feeling is actually a driving force for most of us to seek something, to understand something, to find something. It has got its own restlessness, it has gone its own beauty, it has got its own sensuousness. So we don't really have to bind ourselves to this typical binded thought that if we are feeling sexual, it is about having sex with our twin flame or it's about having physical intimacy with our twin flame. Okay, if you want, you could have that, but this energy is present in your life not only for that. The presence of this energy is much more deeper and beyond than what you can think of. So it's very important for us to understand and recognize its potential and how we can utilize this whole infinite potential of this third energy for our own spiritual growth as well as growth of the whole mankind. Because as twin flames, we are definitely not here to sing songs in the garden with our twin flame. We are here with our spiritual partners as messengers, as volunteers to come here on this planet, invoke that divinity inside us, come into our own balance, and utilize this whole source of infinite creative energy, which is third energy, and spread that energy and the light of the universe around us.